Matt, thank you so much for talking to me. I'm going to jump into my first question. Usually, I ask people if they can tell me about the play, but I feel like everyone should know The Devil Wears Prada. I'll be very concerned if someone has not seen that film, honestly. So I'm just going to ask you first of all if you could describe the musical in three words.
Oh, three words to describe Devil Wears Prada: fashion, stylistic, and classic.
Nice. I like that. Yes. I totally think that is Devil Wears Prada in a nutshell. So you played the character Nigel, who is really and truly an iconic character. How did you make him your own while still staying true to the original character?
Well, I guess because both versions are fictional characters, I kind of started from the beginning and kind of was like, well, who do I know in the real world of fashion that was the assistant to a someone who ran a magazine. So you had Anna the Winter, and then you had Andre Leon Talley, you have Edward Enfield, who's British Vogue. And so I kind of started there. And then I kind of worked my way through, like, how did this person become, the assistant to Miranda Priestley? How did this person find themselves in New York, especially as a black man, not just kind of Nigel, but as a black man in 2005? How do you navigate that space to become so high up in fashion, to have an opinion on something? So there were so many things that I kind of thought about because I just didn't want to do a carbon copy of Stanley Tucci because that's what Stanley Tucci brings to the role, is Stanley Tucci. So I kind of started there, and then I kind of brought him closer to myself and just fleshed him out. And how old was he? How old is he? Is he married? Does he have a family? Being a gay man in 2005, like it feels like it was just a stone throw away, but being a gay man in that time is very different to being a gay man now. And so there was, yeah, so there's so there's a lot I kind of went through to kind of get to a true representation of what I feel Nigel is. And so there are elements. I mean, the script is very similar to the film version, but I think I've created something that I feel truly represents my take on it as Nigel.
So interesting. Do you know what? I didn't realize it was 2005. And also, the play, the musical itself is also set in 2005 rather than bringing it up to modern 2024.
Yeah,
For some reason, I thought, okay, it's going to be set in modern time rather than 2005. So, of course, it's going to be even more questions around Nigel as a black gay fashion icon that he is.
yeah,
It's so hard to put into that role in 2005. I mean, it's
yeah.
hard enough getting into it in 2024. So,
What's so wonderful is that I think a lot of the things that Devil Wears Prada is able to kind of speak on in fashion, I, then I guess we can't. There's so many things we can't say now. Like I even went back to watching Next Top Model, and the things that like the panelists were saying to these models, back in
crazy.
2005, was just like, you're a plus size. She wasn't a plus size at all. She was probably like 12 or 14, and that was considered plus size. It's crazy. Like we couldn't get away with it now. So I think what we've done in the musical is try to just keep so close to the film that allows us to kind of make it a more of a nostalgic piece than a kind of modern day, speaking on it in a modern day sense, because I guess the show would be cancelled. So many people would be cancelled for the things they say.
For sure. You know, it's interesting you said about watching America's Next Model because they now always show back those clips and it is terrible. It's so bad. I'm so amazed it even got aired. So
Yeah,
bad. It's
but it's the
shocking.
mindset that we have now. But the mindset that we had then was, of course, if you want to work in fashion, you've got to be, super skinny. You've got to be this. You've got to be that. You've got your skin. Everything was just so much more like heightened. And I think now we've come to a place where no, we accept the natural person. If they've got beauty, then we try to enhance that. But instead of trying to, yeah, it's it's an interesting world of fashion. Yeah.
It is talking about fashion because obviously when I think of Devil Wears Prada, I do think, I mean, I love it for the clothes and everything, to be honest. If you could raid one character's wardrobe for the show, whose would it be and why?
One character's wardrobe for the show. Wow. It would have to be Emily's character. Emily's wardrobe is insane. Like, I mean, Nigel's wardrobe as well, because he's got the closet with all the Valentinos, just he's got like a closet full of clothes that he then dresses Andy up with. But like Emily, she doesn't joke. And even like in our show now, the way that they have dressed Amy um, with ballet, like just she's got Gucci shoes, she's got Prada bags, like they've gone to school like with labels and fashion and yeah. And I think they've got it's amazing. It's amazing. So I think Nigel has an amazing closet, but I think Emily definitely has some choice pieces that you'd be like, yeah. Even her as the character, like Amy's like, oh my God, I want these. I was like, no, no, Emily has to wear them, so you can't have them.
That means the wardrobe budget must be healthy because there's so, I guess it has to be in a way because there's going to be so many audience members that will be able to tell
Oh yeah,
everything. So it has
yeah.
to represent the character as well. But I'm going to be looking out for Emily's outfit and yours as well to see who wins. So the fashion world is full of drama. What has been the most dramatic moment for you during the run so far? And it could be in a good way.
What has been the most dramatic? Oh, I guess for me, it's the response. It's the response of um, people seeing Miranda for the first time. It's the response to just the witty one lines that we have in the audience. The audience kind of act as though they're watching. They do act like they're watching a film. It's like, oh, like it's like but the audience are very dramatic. I think that's been a wonderful experience is getting their response to what we're doing. For me, has been because you just don't know. You're putting on an iconic film, and you're expecting you don't know what to expect. You think that are people going to go with it, and people have like down here in Plymouth have really taken it on board, and like they're invested. They're invested.
See, that's really good. You know, you mentioned about one liners because your character in the movie has so many kind of like witty one liners. Do you have a favorite one liner that you have to say that you can't wait to deliver every night?
um, yeah, my one line that I say is "Do you?" and it's like Andy's at the table. I bring in the heels for Andy to say, I guess the size 7.5 to kind of help her because she's wearing these flat loafers, and I'm just like, no, no, in runway we wear heels. The girls wear heels, and she's like, no, 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 Miranda hired me. She knows what I look like, and it's fine. And I'm like, do you know what you look like? And if every time I say it, the audience literally fall about laughing, and I just love it. It's so yeah. I think it's a great line. It's a great line.
So do you? I
Yeah.
like that. Nigel has his own kind of journey, his own kind of path, and he does different things throughout the play or the musical that kind of just change his journey. If you had to give Nigel one piece of advice that might alter his path in the musical, what would it be and why?
One piece of advice I'd give to Nigel is just be true to himself, and I guess he Nigel has a big heart, and what this musical allows us to do is to delve deeper into that world of who Nigel is and how Nigel became to what, to be working at Runway and his backstory. And I think he has a level of loyalty and to Miranda, and even though she sidelines him and takes away a huge opportunity, he still remains loyal. And so I think I would just say to him, like, just be you and just, live in your truth because you are good. You are the creative director, and you will one day have an opportunity where you will be running your own magazine or your own fashion house. And these things these opportunities will come back to you. And I think Miranda will help him at some point, or he will go on to take over from Miranda when she decides to step down, and he'll become the face of Runway. A bit like how in reality, British Vogue, Edward Enfield has left British Vogue and he's preparing in the background to become American Vogue, and that will happen. I think that's going to happen, and but you have to just keep remaining and living your truth and just loving what you do, which he does do. Edward does, and I think Nigel does. He loves fashion. He loves being creative.
If you could swap roles with any character in the musical, who would it, just for one night, who would it be and why?
Oh, it would have to be Miranda Priestley. I mean, it's such an iconic role, and yes, she has a heart of stone, but like deep down within, there is a woman who has had to fight tooth and nail to get where she is. Especially again in 2005, a powerful woman to get to that position has had to build up the walls and defenses required to live in a man's world, dare I say. And so, but yeah, I would love for one night just to enjoy those moments of like the interview. In the film, the interview was for me is the most iconic moment, and the cerulean blue jumper as well, and just the way Vanessa Williams delivers those lines. It's truly a masterpiece. And so yeah, I think and her costumes again, her
Mm.
costumes are Pamela Rowland. A lot of them are by an American designer called Pamela Rowland, who actually will be doing a lot more with the costumes, especially the girls' costumes in the show. But yeah, they're fantastic, fantastic.
Oh, I bet her outfits, I bet everything, yeah, must be amazing for her. Talking about Vanessa Williams, so obviously she plays Miranda, and she will bring such, and I can imagine she's bringing such a powerful presence as Miranda. How does her portrayal influence your performance as Nigel?
I guess our offstage relationship enhances our onstage relationship.
Mm.
Over since meeting in the workshops back in January, we've grown really close, and we have such a fun time together off stage. So there is that kind of camaraderie, that kind of friendship that we carry into our characters. And I think that's what helps Nigel to kind of forgive her in a way, when she does sideline him. But I think, yeah, definitely our offstage relationship and friendship kind of enhances our onstage relationship as our characters.
See, that's so nice to know that you guys have built this friendship off stage as well, because it just makes the chemistry so much more electric on stage,
Yeah,
which is
and real.
which is exactly that. So one thing that I learned is that the soundtrack is by Elton John, which is huge. What's your favorite song from the musical, and why does it stand out for you?
My favorite song has to be oh, I have two. I mean, I have the one that I sing, which is Dress Your Way Up.
Nice.
And it's such a vibe, and it's so uplifting, and we perform it again at the end, and the audience are up dancing in their seats. So I kind of love that kind of feel good song. But also Georgie Buckley, who plays Andy, sings Miranda Girl, and it's about her choice. A lot of this show is about choices we make, and do we make the right choice or the wrong choice? And I think sometimes we just need to make a choice. And in that moment, she has to make a choice of becoming a Miranda girl and telling Emily that she is going to go to Paris with Miranda, and that she will be stepping up as the assistant number one. And there's this kind of devil and angel thing going on with her, and she sings this beautiful song called Miranda Girl, and it brings the house down. And yeah, it's and the way she does it as well, her voice is insane. But yeah,
Mm.
you go into the interval going, oh my God, she's doing it, she's gonna do it. See, it's really good.
I'm going to look out for both of those two songs. So we all know Nigel loves a good makeover. What's one fashion trend that you yourself are loving right
Oh my God, one fashion trend that I'm loving right now. Do you know what? I'm a big fan. You might go, "Ugh." because I guess because the sun's out, guns out.
now?
I'm a big fan of the two piece that matches, like the shirt with
Yes.
the shorts. But but the design has to be fire. It can't just be like any. It's kind of I like there's a lot of silk ones, like the silky material.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Those are
something
nice.
I do
I
like those.
Good choice. I really love that because it's such it almost you can really dress it up or you can kind of like dress it down with, with your footwear. But you also need to make sure it fits right because it could easily look like TJ's.
DJ, exactly. So
Hmm.
is it like a pool wear thing? Because like I think for me it has that esque of girls tend to be able to, and I think I'm very jealous of women's fashion. Women have such amazing things available to them. So say that you're going to the pool, you can put on not a two-piece bikini thing, but then have a sarong dress thing that comes over. So, but then you can wear that to go and sit down and have food,
Hmm.
and then be at the side of the pool in your bikini. I'm like, nah. Whereas guys have always had to be like, I got my chunks on. Oh my God, put a t-shirt. Oh, yeah. Whereas the two-piece thing, the guys' two-piece is that you don't have to wear a t-shirt. You can put that
Yeah.
shirt on, have your chest out a door if you want, but the shorts
Hmm.
go over your swim shorts if you want, and you too can go and chill and be at the bar and you look classic. And I kind of I love the fact that we are now leaning into thinking about what guys wear around the pool. Yeah,
It's we need Nigel to wear one of those two pieces as well.
yeah.
It could work for him. I think it would work.
Good work. Yeah, definitely good work. He'd have to work on his body first, but yeah.
Nigel is known for giving great advice. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh, the best piece of advice I've ever received. There's so many, but I don't know if it's just live in the moment. I think that was a big one from my mum. She'd always be like, stop trying to get ahead, stop trying to think about the future, live for now. Because if you don't live for now, you're going to miss out on those opportunities that are available to you right now. Um, and those opportunities are the ones that help you get to the next goal in the future,
Mm.
that set you up for the future. If you're kind of going, oh my God, I need to be there, like build the foundation here. So live in the now, build the foundation, build everything that you need, work on all the things that you need now. And those are the skill sets that you take forward into life.
That's really good advice, actually, and something that I need to work on myself. So that's really good. Thank you for that. Um, so you have so many amazing achievements, and I know you won an Olivier Award for playing Lola in Kinky Boots. How does that experience of playing Lola compare to stepping into Nigel's shoes?
Oh, there are, I guess the experiences is that I get on a surface level, I get to work with Jerry Mitchell, who was my director on Kinky Boots. So I'm getting to work with him again and his amazing team um, of designers, choreographer, associate choreographers, associate directors, music team, and it just feels like it's a new start and there's new energy in the room. Um, but at the same time, we're dealing with another world of fashion. Like when I was doing Lola, Lola was all about the boots, the kinky boots, and solving a problem by finding shoes that could support the weight of men.
Mm.
And there was a massive fashion show at the end of the musical. Cut to Devil Wears Prada. Again, it's all about fashion. I keep thinking maybe I've just got a thing about fashion, you know. But this time I'm in, again, still in a creative role, per se, but um, I think the two roles are very different. But I think the world that we find ourselves in regards to fashion, that's where the two similarities within the worlds that these two characters live. But yeah, I think that's it. I think it's fashion. Lola was
Hmm.
fashion. Nigel's about fashion in a different way, though. Yeah.
Yeah, totally different ways, but you're so right. I've never really thought of it, but their worlds are so similar, but yeah, so different. So I know you're a singer. You were in 2013 The Voice, which is, I'm sure how most people will remember how awesome you were in that. You also were the associate director for Drifters Girls,
Yes.
which was a huge success. So when you're not singing, performing, or directing, what inspires and motivates you?
Oh wow. What inspires and motivates me has to be being a dad.
You've got
That's
two
what.
children, haven't you?
Yeah. That's what inspires me the most. And that was, yeah. I guess it's just kind of, yeah, being there for them and encouraging them, and you know, I mean, one's only 8 months old, so he's discovering life through his mouth and everything he puts. And then my other son's 6, and it's just, yeah, they he inspires me so much because I love watching his zest for life.
Mm.
He's obsessed with languages. He comes back from school and is speaking Spanish to me, and I'm like, what? He loves football. He loves sports. So these are things that kind of take me away from, you know, um, my own world of performing arts and being creative, and I get to see the creativity within him and encourage him in what he's doing. So there's that. My children inspire me. Yeah.
That's really lovely. That's a beautiful kind of inspiration to have with your children. So yeah, that's wonderful. But before I leave you, I've got some very quick fire questions for you. So it's just basically the first thing that comes to your head. So my first one is your favorite theatre space.
My favorite theatre space, the Globe.
Nice. Okay, interesting. And your favorite theatre show.
Oh, my favorite theatre show has to be Miss Saigon.
Ooh, nice. Dream guest. There's someone you would love to see The Devil Wears Prada, and they can be anybody. They could be dead alive. They could be, yeah.
Viola Davis.
Now I'm gonna
I
have to
still
ask
see
why.
her.
Yeah, me too. Is she coming as herself or is she coming as one of her characters?
Oh, she's coming as Annalise.
We'll hear her from a mile off going into the auditorium.
That'd be amazing.
Your proudest career moment to date.
It has to be oh wow. Yeah, my proudest career moment to date has to be receiving in my MBE by King Charles, and going to Buckingham Palace with my mum, who like turned around to me as we walked through the gates and said, I never thought as an 11-year-old girl living in Jamaica that I would walk through the gates of Buckingham Palace.
Mm, that is beautiful.
That's
Mm. And my last one for you is the person who's had the greatest impact on your career.
the person who's had the greatest impact on my career would have to be my mother. um, because I am such a defiant child at heart, and she was so against me performing. She wanted me to become a social worker because she didn't understand that you could make a living from performing. And so through her want of me wanting to get an education, which I went to university and I got a degree and I gave it to her. And I said, Mom, I've got my degree, here you go. I'm now going to do what I want to do. And even when I got my first job, she was like, when are you going to get a real job? And I was like, okay, I need to prove to her that I can do this. And I guess I did. I guess she was the thorn in my side going, go on then, and I kind of did it. And that's, yeah, she was my inspiration to achieve and stay at this. And it was going to be hard. And even when it was hard and I was getting all the no's, I believed in it because no, I didn't want to prove her wrong, but I just wanted to show her that I could be a success in this industry.
And you did, and especially because you got to take her with you to get your MBE. That's such a beautiful full circle. She got to see, your
Yeah.
success and your hard work. No, that's amazing. That's really lovely. Thank you so much for talking to me. It has been so nice, and I will be watching The Devil Wears Prada when it comes to London. I know at the moment it's in Plymouth, so when it comes to
Yeah,
London,
we'll be
I'll be there.
in October. In October, we're there.
Okay.
Start previewing from October 24th. So yeah.
Exciting stuff. It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you, it's going to be so good. Like London will go crazy for it.
I
But
can't
yeah,
wait. I really can't wait because yeah, the Dominion's such a huge theatre, and to have such a packed house there, and everyone is just, yeah, everyone knows the film already. We just need to do it justice. And I think what Elton's done with the music, what Jerry's done with the direction, and what we've brought to it as well as actors, I think we've ticked all the boxes.
yeah, it's going to be great. I know it. It's going to be huge. Well, thank you so much, and I hope the run at Plymouth goes great. And every run you do after Plymouth, where do you go after that?
We have 6 weeks off, and then we go
Oh,
back into
okay.
it, and then we
Okay.
do straight into the West End.
Awesome. Okay. Well, all the best, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, Christina.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.